Hello and welcome back to another day in the arena. It's me, it's CGB. Today in the arena, Dimir Shark Control. The evilest, darkest, murkiest, dankest colors. Just so dreary. And Chromehost Seedshark, which is the little win con of choice. And I absolutely love this deck. All we have to do in best of one to win with this deck is kill everything the opponent plays and then stick one of two cards that absolutely take over the game. Chromehost Seedshark, the namesake of the deck, or Sheoldred the Apocalypse, which in best of one is often just game over against the likes of Mono Red, which is extremely popular. Only one sweeper in the entire deck being dragged to the bottom. I like having one option, but the sweepers for black aren't as good as the sweepers for white, and sweepers aren't very good against Mono Red. They just play more hasty things and kill you, but having one little reset button to dig to is pretty important. The Celestis is a really good card. One Siphon Insight for flavor. I even at one point might forget it was in the deck. We'll see. Make Disappears and Disruption Protocols are great counters. I like running the protocol when you run the Shark because you have your little incubate tokens that you can use to tap to make the Disruption Protocol give you counterspell flashback vibes. It's wonderful. Duress. It hits most things in the format. Only soldiers are really immune. Cut Down and a Rona's Vortex, which I think is a great one of in a Dimir type strategy. We're going to completely shut down our opponent's plans and then crush their spirits with either the Great Sheoldred the Apocalypse or a whole bunch of little Shark Incubator tokens. It's going to be delightful. It's exactly what the best of one ladder needs. Let's dive in. Let the nonsense begin. On the play, mana's good, removal's good, card draw good. Let's go. Lead on the tap land, then have double mana untapped. But do we duress here? I think we actually wait until next turn. The idea being that if they play something, we go for the throat at untap, duress, and go for the throat the next thing they play as well. Just like this. Now we're up against soldiers, which means the duress might whiff. They don't always play things that we can hit with it, but we try. At least we'll know what's going on with their hand. Yep, all creatures. That's how the deck works. Oops, all creatures. But we know about this flash card, Zephyr Sentinel, which is a pretty obnoxious little creature. If they ever have mana open, they can save one of their creatures from our removal spell at flash speed and make a soldier. And when we know about it, we know how to play around it. Drop the Murex. Pass the turn. Resolute Reinforcements. That's a good one. Now, we don't run many sweepers in this deck. Soldiers was not what I built the deck to be able to combat. So we have a tough choice of whether or not to use the Memory Deluge here or not. I think we don't. I think we let them have these, and then we start digging for that sweeper or a Sheoldred or something to put on the battlefield. And our opponent's going to go for the Veteran. I mean, they're going for it, but they didn't play the Sky Strike Officer, so that's good. So we're going to take some bumps for a while, but let's look at some cards. Try to get into this game. A counterspell, a Celestis. Not great, but we'll take it. Get the Celestis down. Good against decks that want to mess around at flash speed. Untap land. Pass turn. See if the opponent goes for the Sentinel here. They do not. So they're trying to protect their Veteran. So we're taking 6. We could try to mess with the Veteran. The Sentinel comes in, then we could kill it again, but that uses both of our removal. And I think if we're patient, we can make this work for us. They're gonna cast their Harbin. Is that worth a counter spell? Sure. We got the counterspell out of the way now. Pass, activate Celestis. We're gonna have to work on the Veteran now, and the opponent's been holding up protection. So it's gonna get ugly. This Memory Deluge, though, it could tempt me into digging again. Let's see, they play this, they bounce it back. Sure. So here comes the Sentinel, probably. Maybe. No. Okay. Maybe they're going to put counters on it? I don't know. Opponent's very patient, too. A Brutal Cathar on nighttime. Okay. Just refusing to deploy their better cards like Skystrike Officer. They're trying to wear me out. That Brutal Cathar on the battlefield, though. Now it's got to deal with Sheoldred. They need to double spell to flip it. And we'll see if Sheoldred can hold this down. Without a shark around, we need her. We need her to do the work. The opponent knows that they could double spell to transform their Moonrage Brute, but then they might be overextending. And all I have to do then is kill the Brutal Cathar to get Sheoldred back. Oh, March? Wow. Didn't expect that. Did not expect that card out of them. Alright, I'll make a little 1/1 that can't block. They'll hit me a bunch. We'll play another Sheoldred. I mean, this one kind of has to live. Yeah, I even forgot to attack with the Might. It can't block, but maybe it's going to intimidate them. Probably not. Okay, they're coming in. We know that they have the Valiant Veteran activation. They also have Fortified Beachhead. So they have a few ways to give their creatures a bonus. So they're thinking about doing an uncounterable thing to try to win the game. Instead, they attack with nothing. Wow. They are insanely patient. On the bright side, drawing cards is going to hurt them. And we get to untap with Sheoldred. That's a big deal. Now, do we kill the Skystrike Officer? I don't think so. Do we play the Tower? I think that our play is going to be Memory Deluge and go for the Throat. So we could play the Tower. Even though cycling it does give us life. Alright, let's let them draw. They've got this Sentinel to save the Officer, so holding the go for the Throat for when they really try to hit us is probably the right play. And they go to 12. They have to be a little mindful. At least one card's a land. Do they attack? Here it comes. This is the attack they've been waiting to do. Alright. We will block the Moonrage Brute. They will probably pump the team and try to win the game. Here it comes. Let's go for the Throat on the Officer, because now they don't have the mana to protect it. We're going to take 4. We're also going to cast this Memory Deluge. And we see a removal spell and a shark. I guess that's what we needed. We'll take the cheaper one, even though it's a bounce spell. And we're still alive. Drag to the bottom! The sweeper! What's the domain on this, though? Does it kill Sheoldred? I think it actually does. Playing it while they're tapped out is a huge setback for them, though. Man, it showed up at a time where I'm not even sure I want it. Minus X, where X plus 1 is the number of types. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, because I played this, it's for 5. X is 5. Because it's 1 plus. And there's 4 types here. I mean, I don't think I want to kill that Sheoldred. Sheoldred too important. Let's play a shark. Pass the turn. We could use this. I mean, it gains a life. And it actually gains 3 life because of Shelly. I better hold the drag to bottom just in case they go wide. It's too risky to discard it. Here's the Brutal Cathar. It's daytime now, so Brutal Cathar will hit Sheoldred, and this is perfect. As long as we don't die here, and we shouldn't. We have the Vortex. Opponent's giving it some thought. But yeah, if they take the Sheoldred or the Shark, I'm sure they'll take one of them. Then drag to the bottom gets it back. And they deploy Dennick. All right. They're committing to the board a lot harder now. They've held this Sentinel the entire game. And now they're passing. If we just bounce the Brutal Cathar, will they respond to that? No. Patience. Patience, patience, patience. So if I Vortex it, they'll probably flash in the Sentinel. If I drag to the bottom, they'll flash in the Sentinel. They'll still have a Brutal Cathar, but I'll have a Vortex. Okay. Not going to attack with the Mites. The wrong matchup for them to be useful anyway. Don't worry about it. Drag them. We also make a 4/4 Incubator token. What they should do is bounce their Brutal Cathar. Yep, if they bounce their Brutal Cathar, then the Sheoldred will die. But, hey, they lost most of their board. And we get to flashback Memory Deluge, and we make a 4/4, so we're in an okay spot, even after the Sheoldred is gone. Then it coming out to play. Anybody else want to play? Harbin? Yep. The soldiers keep coming, and they don't stop coming, and they don't stop coming, and they don't stop coming. Sheoldred. We got a blast zone there. It blows up both of these if I get it to 2. Make disappear isn't particularly useful. They do have another Brutal Cathar though. It's probably just double Sheoldred. Think. Yeah, we flash back another Deluge next turn. The blast zone's really good though. We'll take it. Another Shark. All right. Sheoldred. Shark. Blast zone. Pass. With Vortex available. Opponent can go for lethal with Brutal Cathar on the Shark. If they have an untapped land, they can go Brutal Cathar on the Shark and bring back Valiant Veteran and try to win. By bring it back, I mean use the Exile from Graveyard ability. All right. Here we go. I really want to put a counter on this blast zone. Okay. Let that be. Maybe we get them to make the big play. Recruitment officer. Sure. Attack goes in. I guess I don't need a counter on the blast zone now. Let's do it like this. Send this to the bottom. Make disappear. Another counter spell. Okay, we go to 1. We go to 3. If we crack the blast zone, I think they're dead. Pop it. Down goes the officer. The opponent gets to investigate. We power up. Now, the opponent has to block with a Brutal Cathar just to stay alive, and they go to 2, and the Sheoldred finishes them off. On the draw, but with a cut down, we've got the 4 drops. It's a very expensive hand. It could go wrong, but don't turn down a cut down on the draw. Mono red? Mono red. I could probably save a point of damage if I play the Underground River and cut down their next card. And we have to stay on tempo against them. Yep, I saved a point. But they have no board presence. And another point. All right. 2 dead mono red creatures. It's a good day. Chromehost Seedshark. And if we top a land, we drop Sheoldred, who hopefully solos mono red. What? Or the shark solos mono red. Also an option. On the play, if we draw land, this hand is great. Our opponent is actually Liliana. Hi, big fan. Love all of the kind of snarky and some kind of necromancy stuff you do. Red! Never meet your heroes. All right, a big draw coming up. We really need the land. Let's get the Make Disappear played. Really need this land. Thank you. Shark or Celestis? I'm gonna do Shark, because next turn if we draw another land, if it happens that we draw another land, we can play Celestis and go for the throat in that turn. Mech Warfare. Okay, we can still block that. 4 toughness is a lot. Here's our Celestis. Incubate. Duress our opponent. Take their Lightning Strike. Or their Strangle. Oh! I did not know Mono Red hated the Shark this much. Wow. That was cool. That was really cool. So they have, what do they have? They have the Spell Spear here. Kind of a slower creature. Also doesn't get through the Shark. Kimano doesn't get through the Shark. The Strangle. They didn't even stay to see if they draw another Strangle. You're breaking my heart, Mono Red. We are on the play. We will keep this hand. 3 lands, a Celestis, card draw, removal. Just what the control players love to see. Esper v Esper. 2 Rafine's Towers squaring off. I might end up cycling this tower, so let's hold it for now. Ooh, a control battle. Well, I could play the Celestis here. I think it will get countered. So I'm going to play this other tapped land, planning to Memory Deluge at the end of my opponent's next turn. They're going to Siphon Insight, which is a very good card in most of the control mirrors if you have enough of them. Helps hit land drops, takes key counter spells and threats. It's very good for them to have that. I do not run it. I don't find it good enough for the best of one like aggro battles, and I'm on a bit of a knife's edge against those anyway. I'll hide the Blast Zone for another turn. Opponent will probably siphon some more insight, which is fine. We could cast Memory Deluge now. I am okay doing it on their turn. I'm actually even okay if it gets countered. I have a Mirrex, which might make a big difference in this game. We get to the phase of the mites crawling all over each other. I forgot. I do have 1 Siphon Insight. I lied to all of you. I think they'll counter this Celestis or deal with it somehow, so I'm going to take it. And have the backup copy. Forgot I added that. I really, truly forgot. All right, Blast Zone. Celestis. Playing around Make Disappear. I knew they'd counter it. I knew they would. There's just too much hate in their soul for the Celestis. Urtai Resurrected counters the spell. We draw a card, which is awesome. We pass. Not trying to kill this right now. I want them to think I also have Make Disappear so they don't try any big plays. We go to 17. I will now try to... I'll try to go for its throat now. A lot of the Esper decks are Planeswalker decks. You have to watch out for what them resolving powerful Planeswalkers. The drag to the bottom's not a good draw. So, Is this a turn we try for another Celestis? They countered the last one. Why not? Getting counter spells out of them is good. All right, Disruption Protocol. That was my Disruption Protocol. That was a big grab for the Siphon Insight. Still hitting lands? They're still hitting lands. You like watching paint dry? A riveting control versus control matchup. My turn to Siphon Insight. Oh! I have your Dissipate now. What will you do? Oh, they're gonna start Mirexing, which is very good. So the Poison March begins. All right, let's try for our own Memory Deluge as we look for answers. There's another counter spell. We need another land drop, but we need memories even more, I would say. Memory Deluge can be a game breaker, but now it's a race of their Mirex versus our Deluge, finding what we need to find. If we take this and cast it, it goes to their graveyard, but the Wandering Emperor is good against the Mites, so we will take that. Here's their second one. Grindy, grindy, grindy. Hey-ya! That resolves? Cool.
Feel the energy of battle.
I make a 2/2.
May your blades.
Opponent is really excited to kill the 2/2. And they're going to Edict. Do I have to counter that? Or should I just try to Deluge to do something else? I don't know. Our thing is that we can find a shark, right? And the shark can handle this. So I don't think we counter this Edict. It'd be too backbreaking if they just have another and we take a turn off of digging. The shark is how we get through this. We make a bunch of blockers. There's the shark. Another cut down or a Mirex. Let's grab our own Mirex. They're a land drop. Here's a shark. Wandering Emperor from the opponent. Do we care? They make a 2/2. That doesn't bother us much. We can just Edict the Emperor. I guess I'm pretty happy to see it.
Run away. You'll be safer.
They're gonna put a counter on a token? Weird. All right, they did this to us. We'll do it to them. I think I'm actually going to use this.
I have got new moves to teach you.
Land. Attack. No attack. You'd love to see it. Shark turning the tide here. They go for a farewell. They have 3 Deluges in the graveyard. We can't let that happen. This is probably a good time for the Dissipate. Oh no, if they run their own Memory Deluge, and we saw one, it's on the bottom of their deck from our insight, then we should Protocol. And they scoop it up. Wow. All right. The shark takes another one. This card is absolutely doing it today. It's been an absolute force, and more decks could probably play it as a win con in best of 1. In best of 3, it has to be part of a win condition package. But in best of 1, just a shark and a few tokens can usually take over and swing the tide of the game, even in the control matchup.